What's up, everybody? I'm Casey O'Brien, and you're listening to the Jocks and Jill podcast.
All right, here we go. Episode 4 of Jocks and Jills. This episode of Jocks and Jills is brought to you by Shark Ninja, Shark Beauty, Shark Home, and Ninja Kitchen, and specifically the Ninja Crispy Portable Cooking System. It packs the power of a full-size air fryer into a portable design. It includes a 6-cup and 4-quart tempware container. Whether you're whipping up single-serve meals in 7 minutes, sharing crispy snacks on the go, or serving a crowd, the Ninja Crispy makes it easy. The Tempware glassware is thermal shock resistant to go from frozen to crispy instantly. Whether you're serving up crowds, no more Blue Jays watch parties. If you're having a P-Dub watch party at the end of the month, if you're having an NHL watch party at the end, I don't know, right now I guess they're playing hockey. You can get out your Ninja Crispy, serve as many apps as you want, or in the middle of the day, like after we record this podcast, when I run downstairs, throw some leftovers in it. The Ninja Crispy saves me all the time. So thank you very much to our presenting sponsors, Shark Beauty, Shark Home, Ninja Kitchen. We love you, Shark Ninja, proud founding partner of the PWHL. Tessa, how you feeling?
Tired.
Happy Tuesday to everyone listening. It's a Monday as we're recording this. Yeah. I feel like us, Jackie and Buckles, we all got on the podcast to record this morning. We all have some sort of cold. I just said it could be the bird flu in the post Blue Jays loss at the World Series Game 7. Very tragic, but what a freaking game.
Yeah, it was a darn good time. Look, the cool thing about that team is, like, I don't know, the way they're all pals. You know what I mean? And it's like, I think it was Ernie Clement that was saying afterwards, like after they had lost, that they just wanted to be with each other, which is like so incredibly cute.
Yeah, the power of friendship. That was their whole thing.
We cried for an hour. We all just want to be around each other. It's like, nah, but like, I get it, man. And that's what championship teams are made of, is that stuff. And shout out to the Blue Jays for, giving Canada a lot to cheer for.
I feel like we needed that as a city and as a country. It was a very galvanizing moment. There was a really nice graphic design piece going around on everyone's Instagram stories where it was like an illustration of a bunch of Blue Jays fans, and at the bottom it said something to the effect of, that was really fun. And even though it didn't end the way Canada, I think, was hoping it ended, it was a nice unifying moment for the country that I feel like we needed.
You know what I loved about it too, is the fact that, Toronto could have played Detroit, but Detroit lost. So we got to play Seattle. So all the Canadians on the West Coast got an opportunity to go and cheer on the Bluebirds as well, which is pretty cool. So they had their hand in, the World Series run. But man, what a way to go down. And in the end, I truly feel like experience did win this. Can we just talk about Yamamoto, the Dodgers pitcher, who is an absolute beast? And I remember when they first signed him, people were like, why are you giving this guy like $500 and some million without him throwing a pitch in the MLB? And it's like, that's why. This guy's a freak.
As soon as he started warming up in Game 7, I was still feeling pretty good about things. Whatever, okay. As soon as I saw that guy warming up, I looked at Liam and I was like, oh no, dude.
Even on no days rest, you're like, who is this magician that they have plucked and put on their roster? Guy is crazy good.
Truly amazing. Even just, I know Shohei didn't have like that crown moment really in the World Series, but even just the fact, watching him get on base with an at-bat.
Well, and be happy for Yamamoto.
But then throw his glove on and pitch. It's an insane thing to watch. Like, totally. It was not lost on me the whole time how crazy it was, even though I was also annoyed along with John Schneider with how long he was taking to change his little glove out. It's a pretty incredible thing that he does both. Speaking of incredible things, we were so lucky. We got to take in, Liam and I came to Game 6. We were so lucky to get to have that experience. I think we should thank Stan Kasten, Royce Cohen, Mark Walter himself, who of course is the LA owner of the PWHL and owns the LA Dodgers too. It was so cool to see those characters on stage and accepting that trophy on behalf of the Dodgers and knowing the connection with the PWHL. Like, it feels really cool to be a part of that family. And man,
can I just say something about Mark Walter and the Dodgers and Stan and Royce is I know, Mark Walter's got he's probably one of the best sports owners out there, this guy. Like he just gets it, but he gets sport and the meaning of it. And he understood, how big of a moment that this was for Canadian sports fans. You don't even have to be a baseball fan. You can be a sports fan. And they went out of their way to give tickets to PWHL players, their employees, Canadian employees. All of Team Canada ditched their 2 days at their Olympic training block to jump on a bus and rip over to Toronto from Montreal and go to Game 6 and Game 7. And I think that that's going to do wonders for them because you can't emulate moments like that and experiences like that. It really brings people together. But this is the Dodgers supplying something for Blue Jays fans, which is crazy to me that the Dodgers were the ones that brought in Team Canada. I understand Vladdy wore Poulin's jersey, and I totally understand why he would. But to me, I was just like, this is so...
That brought me to tears.
Yeah, this is so backwards that we're here for the Dodgers. To the point where it was just like, I just want good games then. You know what I mean? But man, does Mark Walter, Stan Casson, and Royce Cohen ever get it? They get it. And thank you very much for allowing all of us Canadians to experience that, because that's something, we're going to be talking about that all the time for more than one reason. We had a great time. It was Halloween. Ed and I were dressed up as Chicken Banana. Only people with kids understood what we were doing.
It wasn't just that. It was the fact that you guys were the only ones in costume. And before we went, I want everyone to know, Tessa was like, people will be in costume. It's Halloween. And I think I definitely have the text still. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that, but you have fun. I was like, it won't be me, but I will be cheering for you. And you know what? It was a great chicken costume.
It was good. Can I just say something? So Ed was like, we got to dress up. It's Halloween. I'm like, nah, babe. It's the World Series. We're not dressing up. And then he literally came home 2 hours later. He's like, babe, the boys' chat's popping off. Everyone agrees there's going to be everybody dressed up. We can't go and not be dressed up. And I was like, you know what?
You
Whatever.
had to have your man's back. You can let him be a banana without.
He's a costume guy too. He's got a bin of costumes. I have no costumes. And I was like, all right. He's like, I got a banana costume. I'm like, all right. And he's like, we could be Chicken Banana. I'm like, cool. And then so I figured he had a chicken costume. And then later in the day, he's like, yeah, I heard you telling Jane and Julia we're going to be Chicken Banana. I don't have a chicken costume. I'm like, why would you tell me we're going to be Chicken Banana? And you're making me dress up.
Task?
And I'm not a costume person. So now I got to go. Thank God it was right on Halloween. So all of the costumes were discounted.
Perfect.
So I got my chicken costume. Anyways.
Dude, I was kind of rattled
it's going to be 1 in 3 dressed up for sure. It was 1 in 3,000. Walking in, we saw 7 hot dogs, a group of dudes, 7 dogs. I'm like, all right, there's 9 of us here. And then we saw one straggler hot dog, random one off. He's like, none of my friends could afford to come and I'm coming alone. I'm like, and you dressed up? But
I saw one guy dressed as a beer can too. So there was a few food,
and
they were all food items. Everyone else was in their Blue Jays attire or their Dodgers attire.
Like a bunch of nerds.
It was quite the night. Also, side note on Halloween this year, I went to go get some Halloween decor on Monday of last week. It was all already packed away with Christmas stuff. I was like, what is going on? It's too much. I'm not ready for Christmas yet. Sorry if I sound like Scrooge. I'll be pumped by end of the month. Anyways.
Man, we had a time. Game 6, I ran into, who did we run into? Pooh and I forget who else. Stacy. And
you didn't run into her. You made her lift you in the air.
No, I pre-warned her. I saw her I pre-warned her. I saw her on the concourse and I said, Pooh, I'm going to come up there at some point and you're going to crowd surf me. Cool? And she said, yeah. I was like, you guys are I trust all y'all. Yeah, I know you can lift me up yourself above your head. And she was like, okay. And so we went up there, we were chatting, joking around, and timing was perfect. The play was on, security wasn't even looking.
Yeah.
Who literally straight up grabbed me by my neck and I had a fanny pack on, and she literally just grabbed me and push pressed me herself up in the air. And then haphazardly, just here, Stace, pass me off to Laura Stacy. I was like,
she had all the girls prepared. Everyone was ready to catch you. I got a lot of DMs about this. We got a ton of messages about it. I did not condone it at any point that it was happening. I was stressed the whole time. Especially if you did it in the 200s, there's a little bit less of a tilt in the 200s where it's okay, if she falls forward a little, somebody's great. If you were to be dropped in the 500s, you would have landed on the field. And I was so
They wouldn't
worried.
have. I picked the right group of people.
I got so many. You
Think
know who
about
one
it.
of the first people that messaged me who was always keeping us in track at our old job was Ainslin. And she was like, this stressed me out so much. Please don't make me deal with that. It's just, like, it helps with so much coordination at TSN. And we were stressing her out when we worked there. And then we were stressing her out from afar
Yeah.
in
I
our
appreciate
new
that
life.
she's still keeping an eye, you know? Thanks,
Yeah, I
Ace.
honestly, I appreciated that. It made me feel very safe to know that she was still keeping half an eye on us.
Another person stressing out as I was making my way down, Kori Cheverie. I could hear her voice. She had like inner mom stress. She was just like, oh my God, no, Tessa, oh. And I'm like, okay, put me down,
Do
guys.
you know who else was stressed? My
No.
parents. My parents texted me about it like 100 times. Like,
I didn't get
but
one
why
thing
was
from
she
mine.
crowd searching? And why was she in a chicken costume? I'm like, well, Mom, it was Halloween, obviously. Like, you teach kindergarten. Why are you asking?
So many questions. And then Julia Gosling literally just like lowers me herself and wedding carries me. I was like, oh, this is so
Aw.
nice. Thank you. I give her a little kiss
Those
on the
girls
cheek.
are the best.
And then everyone, I make my way back to go grab my beer out by Pooh where I had left it. And I'm like, thanks, bud. I'm like, where'd Julia go? She's like, oh, she left. She like got right out of here. I'm like, what do you mean? She left me here all alone? She's
Dude,
like,
that is
yeah,
so
she's afraid you're
misleading.
going to get kicked out. And I'm like, what? Like, Julia,
But wait,
I look
okay,
back
this
up and
didn't
you were
make
already
any
up by
sense.
Liam and Ed, and Ed's pointing
Yeah,
at me.
I thought I was catching you like where you were getting. I thought they were gonna like pass you down the row, and I was gonna meet you on the
understood.
other side. So you kind of came out the same spot you went in. I did a full zoom
Fair.
around because I was gonna come. You know, I thought I was meeting you on the other end. I didn't mean to ditch you. I honestly didn't.
Fair. That's okay. We had a good laugh. Either way, if they were going to
didn't
kick
look
me
cool.
out, like literally when she said that in my head, I'm like, what would I have done? And then in my head, I'm like, I'm calling Royce and Stan right away. And then I'm like, no, what's the play here? I would be like, I didn't want to crowd surf. And I would point to Pooh and be like, she picked me up. Because then good luck. You're not kicking out Marie-Philippe Poulet.
That's so true. We would have just had to blame her.
I would have been like, she did it to me. Right, Mary? She probably would have. I don't know if
100%.
she would have my back, but I feel like she would have.
Yeah, yeah. You know,
Because they would kick me out on a
lot
whim. Absolutely, ma'am. Get the heck out of here. Poulet, they'd be like, it's okay. Do you need another beer? You know what I mean? That would have
For
been the
sure.
play.
For sure. So I did a lot of comparisons between this 2025 Blue Jays team and like the 2019 Raptors. We were making a lot of comparisons. So many connections between the series and the PWHL. How did I not connect the Blue Jays being the Ottawa Charge and the Dodgers being the Minnesota Frost? Like that's what the series that it ultimately reminded me the most of in the end, with this scrappy, very power friendship, don't know how they're going to do all season long type team that pulls it together, becomes really close and just gets this close to the championship. And, you know, there's lots of changes that might happen in the offseason. Like, it's so Ottawa Charge coded. So,
well, the Jays were good all year. The Jays were good all year. They had a couple blips, but there were
zero
humming.
expectations though coming into the season. Like, I was not pumped about the Jays coming into the season.
Nobody was until they got cooking, and then everyone was like, hold on, the Jays are really good right now.
Exactly. A la Ottawa Charge, you know?
Yeah.
Like, no one knew to make those
I
guys.
gotta say too, in game 6, when Ed actually blew his umbilical hernia from screaming.
I thought he was kidding about that.
No, he's like unwell. Was when Barge was in charge, cranked a shot, a hit all the way out into the outfield. And I made a post on Twitter where I was like, this is the definition of gentle parenting, with the ball in the wall and then the outfielder with his hands up. And it's not that the outfielder put the hands up. The gentle parenting is the rule. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't like this rule because these men, these athletes work out, and you're telling me that it's impossible for this guy to pull the ball out. If it was a structural flaw and somehow a ball gets wedged into somewhere where this guy's like, I can't get this thing out, then fine, totally. But that is gettable. And don't make fields where there could be something like that happen, is my opinion. Like, it's soft. If it lands like that, cool, run and grab it and throw it in. It's very gettable. This soft wedge roll to me, and the hands up in the air, irks me to my core. It's like when players are playing a hockey game and it might be offside and they stop and raise their hand and look back at the ref, like, shut up. That is not your job to umpire or ref a game. Your job is to play, and stop playing when someone tells you to stop playing. And I know it's the rule in baseball. People are like, man, it's the rule and we all know it. You don't know baseball. No, it's fine. I get it. I know it's the rule, but the rule itself sucks. It makes the sport look soft. And like, what athlete isn't taught or trained to play hard until you hear the whistle or you hear the buzzer or the play gets called off? Like, that's just a give up play to me. You're teaching a give up play. And I don't like the look of it, is what I don't like. And like, we were popping off and whatever, and it was all fun and dandy. And then we realized, oh no. And it was like, then you look back at it, you're like, man.
It's so funny how in the stadium you have the least idea of what the hell is going on.
No clue what's going on. And like,
we were all celebrating. We thought the game was
up.
tied for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Anyways, the wedge rule sucks. I don't like players umpiring a game with their hand. Like, I know the hands up is telling the ump it's wedged, but like, it's the word wedged means like you ain't getting that thing out. Annie Fiore, my 3-year-old daughter, could have walked out there, plucked that thing, and hucked it home. Like, let's be real. That's just soft to me. So I don't like that rule. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. We did lose that game, which was unfortunate. But you know what the coolest part too was, which I really loved, and I talked to producer Jackie about this, was in Game 7. So Canadian sports fans were so tainted, right? Like, we're never winning, whatever. We get a chance and we always blow it, blah, blah, blah. But like Game 7, walking into that one, there was not a feeling of that. There was not that mindset, at least in Rogers Center. It was like, everyone was like, can't wait to win. Boys are getting it done. It was like, yay. Like, there was actually this honest, cool belief that felt nice. Now, albeit in the ninth, that really changed. Yeah. But you know what? It was okay. It was okay because it was nice to finally have that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Where there wasn't like the cynical fan, like, I'm here to cheer, but these guys are going to blow it. Like, there was none of that. You know what I mean? You go into any playoff series with the Leafs fan, they're all like, can't wait for this team to screw it up. Like, it's like, well, then what are you here for? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I loved about it. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful sporting moment. And listen, that's sports. That's how things go. They had the guy come in on 0 days rest, pitch his face off. He was so sore after he won. He could barely even lift up the MVP trophy. Like, what a gamer. Like, putting his body on the line. That's what I like too. It's like, there was no game tomorrow. So run your hardest. Don't care how hurt you are. Throw your hardest, whatever. Congrats to the Dodgers. Game 7 was so sick. I got to hang out with and watch the game next to Emma Gentry and Kiara Zanin. Maggie Connors was behind me. So was Callie Flanagan. So was...
We didn't even mention Debbie yet. We got to take in Game 6 with some awesome Scepters fans. Debbie included.
She's adorable.
The best.
She came still with Scepter socks on.
Yep.
She's
awesome.
Like, and I was worried about her up there in the 500s. I'm not going to lie, because it was a hike to get to our seats. And I was just like, Deb, if you ever need a piggyback, like, I got you. But she was just totally game. She was a gamer the whole game.
Yeah.
Love her.
Love that.
Allie Monroe was there as well. So when Emma Gentry was drafted, I was just like, if this kid could keep up with the pace of play, like, she's going to be trouble. And then I saw her in real life. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh man, I would never want to meet you in a corner. Like, ever. She's going to have so much fun in this. She's going to be a game. If the speed of the game is something that she is able to work with and keep up with and like thrive under, she is going to be a game changer, Julia. She is an athlete, first of all. She's tall. She's so built. And she's like a fun kid, first of all. So she's great for the locker room. But like, you're not moving her out of the front of the net. Good luck to you if you beat her in a battle in the corner. Like, my God. I was like, Ed's like, how would you play her? I'm like, the same way I played everyone that was bigger than me. I'd spear them and tell them not to come near me. Don't come near me. I'm going to hurt you. Don't come near me. Like, that's how I played because I was smaller than everybody. But like her, I would even think twice about doing that. I'm like, I would not with you at all. Pardon my language. Hit the beat, Jack. But like, I wouldn't. Can't wait to see this one enter the league. And like, holy.
Yeah.
What a cool bonding experience for all those players too.
So immediate sick to see moment. The way the city came out.
Right? Coolest.
Awesome.
Kiara
That's a little
Zanin too, by the
Toronto.
way.
Yeah.
Kiara Zanin, by the way, Ernie Clements from her hometown played
Cool.
hockey at her high school. So it was
So
like every time Big
sick.
Ern was up, we were losing it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a little bit of a Toronto season preview. We got another season preview coming in hot for you right now. Let's get to our headlines and our Montreal preview. Okay, the Montreal Victoire, the next team up on our season previews. I did a little Instagram preview of this team last week. I mentioned they have the one player that's won everything except for her first ever Walter Cup in this league. Cup. So you know she's got her eyes on it. A lot of changes for this team in the offseason, but their core remains intact. Shall we start with Kori Cheverie and see what the head coach has to say about this team? Before we get into our preview?
I call her Coach Kori. Let's hear from her.
Here she is, Coach Kori, if you're Tessa. Here's Coach Kori Cheverie, if you're everyone else. Okay, we're so excited to be joined by the head coach of the Montreal Victoire. It's Kori Cheverie on jocksinjills. How we doing, Kori?
Good. Excited to be back.
Yeah, pumped to have you. How's your summer been? Lots of trips to the East Coast. How's it going?
Yeah, East Coast time was nice. So family time was nice. Spent a little bit of time with Tessa in Sudbury as well.
Thank you for that, by the way, Kori.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. And
Kori was
some
up
time
north.
in Montreal.
Yeah, Kori was up north with me for my hockey school, just so you know, Julia. So she got to enjoy the sights and sounds of Sudbury, Ontario.
Oh, yeah. I did a trip to Sudbury, too.
Yeah. Did you end up eating a porchetta sandwich when you were up? Did I?
No, we didn't do that this time.
Sorry.
I've done it before.
Okay.
Oh, right.
So I was really excited about the porchetta sandwich. Like I inhaled mine. Tessa picked them up and then looked over at me and my half of the sandwich was already gone. I was like, don't look at me. It was delicious. It was so good. I'm sorry you didn't have one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Good times. You got back to the East Coast, yeah? Visit your family. Get the...
Yep. It's nice. A little bit of poolside, a little bit of beachside. So it was nice to enjoy Nova Scotia for a bit.
Awesome. We'll dive right into season 3. It's been a good 2 seasons for the Montreal Victoire. You've definitely seen the most change in the team before season 3. I'm just going to start with the heavy hitter. Like, what's it going to be like? It's going to be crazy for us to see Abby Rock in a Montreal Victoire jersey.
I can't even picture it.
Tell us a little bit about that trade and how it all went down and how Abby, I know that you're not the one that facilitates the trades directly, and Tess and I were laughing. Like, it was the day she was inducted into the Hall of Fame, so no one was going to ask Sauvageau about trades that day. She didn't have to clear anything by anyone, probably. But tell us about the day that Abby Rock became part of Victoire.
Yeah, I mean, anytime there's player movement in the league, I think that there's a little bit of a difficult side to it, but also an excited side. So, both us as Montreal and New York, we're looking for specific things. And, I think it's challenging. It's difficult when you go through having a player with you for 2 seasons. And, Abby spent 2 seasons in New York. And so that switch up was definitely, I think, surprising to a lot of people. And but definitely something that, both teams were looking for something on each end.
Well, what about her game was appealing to you guys? Was it the grit a portion of it, or was it like the down low skill or in and around the paint that, she got a heavy shot too? So is it all the above?
Yeah, I think, all of the above as we continue to move along in the league, you start to just think about different aspects of the game and what you might need. And the physicality piece is certainly something that I think everybody's looking for in the league. And, I think Abby has kind of next level IQ in how she sees the game, how she can create offense for herself, but how she can also create offense for other people. So, those were some of the aspects that are certainly appealing in any player.
And the Michigan goal probably too. Yeah.
She certainly scores in a lot of different ways. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Kori's known, Julia, to start practices or to incorporate games in practices that are what they call hidden drills, because they're games where you have to work extremely hard, where there's like back checking involved in all of this. So, Coach Kori, we have to ask, is the first drill that you're going to run this season a one-on-one drill, and will Pooh and Abby Rock be the first ones up to compete?
No, I don't think it's going to be a one-on-one.
Okay.
Yeah, we've definitely, like with camp, you obviously have a lot of numbers and you want to get the players warm and the goalies warm. So we're just trying to get a lot of bodies moving, and there won't be one-on-ones, at least in the first drill.
Okay, fair
Nice.
enough. It'll be the
What was
shot back check
the
drill. Got it.
what was the approach at the draft for your team, Kori? Picked up Nicole Gosling in the first round. We had her on the podcast. Great moment with her and Erin Ambrose when she came and kind of gave her a big hug from behind. Were you guys trying to fill specific holes at the draft, or was it kind of looking at the next best player available for you?
Yeah, I think a little bit of both. I think, maybe near the beginning of the draft, you can be looking at kind of that player that, is a top type of player. And if she happens to fill the role of what you're looking for, it's definitely a bonus. We were looking for a little bit of everything at the draft, and we were really happy with what we were able to acquire, and it's certainly going to make camp really competitive, which is awesome. And yeah, for Nicole, like I've coached Nicole from under 18 to the development team to now the senior team and La Victoire, kind of a similar story to Gardner, actually. And I think Nicole fits in really well, and she's definitely has the skill set to play in the league. So we're looking forward to having her.
That's cool. And you guys were successful during the signing period too. Were you like aware of the players that you were going to be going after, and did you land all them? Because you got Jade Downey Landry, huge pickup. Julia's favorite, Jessica DiGirolamo, Maggie Flaherty, Haley Skimura. Like, were all of these players the type of players you were looking for to kind of round out this team that you had a vision of?
Yeah, definitely. I think Danielle and I had a good vision going into free agency, that we had some targets, to be a bigger team, a heavier team, a feistier and grittier team. So, and definitely some more help down the middle, and giving us a little more depth there. So, yeah, we're really pleased with what we were able to accomplish in free agency, and we targeted a lot of players, and we got quite a few coming to us, so we're pretty happy.
Awesome. And off the ice, too, a
Yeah.
couple Hall of Famers on the bench. Caroline Ouellette, Kim St. Pierre, in addition to your Hall of Famer GM. Like, what's it like to be the coach of a team with so many studs on the staff? Yourself included, obviously.
I'm like, I guess I need to make it to the Hall of Fame. That's my next goal, so I can coach
I love
La
it.
Victoire. But I think the amazing thing about, having people involved with our organization who have that type of hockey experience is that they've seen a lot, they've done a lot in the sport, and those are the types of people that we want associated with our organization. And the fact that they've played such a prominent role in the women's side of the game definitely creates a standard of excellence that we're continuing to strive for.
And I know Kim St. Pierre, aka Kimmy Gibbler, isn't on the bench. She's more behind the scenes helping manage the team and whatnot. But are you guys gonna like maybe ask her to come out for practice and work with the goalies a little bit? Push some pucks, maybe?
Well,
Write
I
it into the
think
contract.
Right? I don't know. Are you
yeah.
free? You're busy?
We'll see. I think it would be more like we need her to put the pads on just to help us with the load of practice. But
Fair.
we'll see. Maybe she'll put the pads on for the international break.
That'd be
No.
huge.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to have her there. Like with Caro and Kim, like those are two players that I grew up watching and wanting to be a part of that team. And now for them to be with us, it's pretty phenomenal. So I know Kim, will do great things on the business side, and we've already kind of hit the ground running with her. And Danielle, I think she's looking for the best people, and the best people for the job, and so we're really fortunate that we have these types of people who want to work in Montreal.
I think it's cool too because, sure, Caro's a Hall of Famer, like Olympian and all of that stuff, but like you've got crazy experience in terms of like coaching and playing. But you guys have worked together. So this hire is just seamless. Like you don't really have to reintroduce yourself to someone or introduce the way you work or run things. Cause I feel like you and Caro are already kind of have that worked out, right? With Team Canada and all that.
Yeah, we certainly have spent a lot of time together with Team Canada and with La Victoire in the first 2 years as well. It's nice to be able to have her on the bench, and she was more of an eye in the sky in the past, and now she's on the bench with us. So we do work pretty seamlessly together. We've helped each other through with a lot of different circumstances with special teams and forwards or D with the national team. So we kind of understand how we operate, and so it definitely has been seamless in our coaches meetings.
So what's Coco going to run? You going to make her run the D? You going to throw her back there? She played defense once, in
We'll
05,
see.
06 Olympics, they were going to put her back on D.
Oh
I
yeah,
remember
well,
yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know she could skate backwards.
Neither did we. When we were told we were
Nice.
cut and they were keeping Caro instead, we were like, man, we must be real bad. She can't even skate backwards.
That's
I would
funny.
say that to Caro's face, by the way, everybody.
Of
She
course.
knows. We all have a good laugh about it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think, right now we're still working through that process of who's going to go where. I think the beautiful thing about our bench is that we've had everybody coach everyone and everything. So it doesn't matter where anybody is, and we'll kind of make that decision as we get a little bit closer to camp.
Makes sense. So much shuffling in this off season, not just for the Victoire, throughout the league. You guys have such an established veteran group that you were able to keep together. So I feel like that keeps your identity pretty intact. But do you see the feel around your team being different, and how do you picture it changing with the change in personnel this season?
Yeah, I think, we were really focused on getting a team together that was a little bit more physical, a little bit more gritty. We like the way and the style that we play with the structure and kind of the IQ, but we want a little bit more playing in the harder areas of the ice, the net fronts. Making sure that we're attacking quickly, and and we wanted to dominate in the middle of the ice. And I think that that's something that, we really targeted. And so I think, although our identity is not formed right now, I really want players to help create that and to help solidify what that's going to look like for us. And that's going to certainly start in training camp with the standards that we set. But, I think we're going to have the ability to score goals, to stop goals, and to be physical while doing it. And I think that that's really important.
Awesome. Well, good luck, Cora.
Absolutely.
Thanks for taking the time to join us.
Appreciate
you,
Kori. Good luck this season.
Thanks, guys.
Can't wait till the puck drops. We are anxiously awaiting it. So
Yeah, me too.
Can't wait to see it.
All right. Thanks, Coach Kori. Julie, I gotta say this. I'm not even gonna let you bring this back because Buckles has pointed it out to me, which is fair. I was like, I don't think Pooh's won a national championship in the NCAA. And then she's like, no, she's never even won a bean pot. She totally
you guys go warn
smothered
her.
She
Pooh, noted loser. Go tell her. She hasn't won everything. You guys go tell her that, Buckles. I'll be sure to make sure that you told her that.
I just love that she smothered my NCAA championship with a bean pot. I was like, yeah, I don't think she won an NCAA championship. Bean pot. She never won a bean pot. I think it's because Buckles won one, and she just loves to have that over Pooh's head. Like, oh yeah, you have all of those game-winning goals in the Olympics and stuff. Well, I got a bean pot.
Yeah. Okay, let's start with Montreal's goaltending. Not that much of a difference for Montreal in net. They'll still have Anne-Renee Desbiens. Their backup will be different this season. I am very excited for Elaine Chuli with a little bit of a different opportunity in Toronto. And Sandra Abstreiter, very excited to see her in the PWHL. She only has a tiny amount of PWHL experience. It's all been good experience, but where she thrives is at the international level, where she's been excellent for Germany. Like we've seen her keep them rather in a lot of games. And at the college level too, like her numbers are amazing, and I'm excited to see what they look like with some reins in the PW.
Yeah, I wonder if they've had a conversation with her based on like, hey, how many, because it is an Olympic year, keep in mind. So like, are you running Anne-Renee Desbiens? Are you running Debbie as hard as you want to? I mean, I know Corey's plan and job is to win a Walter Cup, absolutely, but you gotta think like, okay, Olympics are in the back of my mind. So is Sandra going to get a few more games than maybe she's expecting? I don't know. I'm not going to call this a tandem by any means, but I think that, Kori will have an ear to the ground to be like, you let me know when you need a game off. This is like, we're going to try and plan this out kind of thing, just to avoid injury. Obviously, there are freak accidents that happen, but you don't want the wear and tear heading into February for Debier, especially as a Team Canada assistant coach on the bench. I mean, you'd feel very responsible for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Sandra Abstreiter, like you said, amazing at the international level. So I feel like, handing her more responsibility, I think she's going to be A-okay. I think she's going to be just fine. And I think that the Montreal fan base, they're going to love her.
Yeah, more travel this year, more games too, with a couple extra teams in the mix. Like, there's going to be opportunity to see backups a little bit more. So I'm very excited for Sandra Abstreiter. She's been grinding in Montreal too as the third string goalie. Like we've heard that she's obviously, like, she's always on the ice. She's always the last one out there. Like, we've heard that she's grinded for the last couple of seasons in that third string spot. So very happy for her to move on up.
Good point on the travel, Julia. Very good point.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Defense. They picked up Nicole Gosling in the draft. We were so excited about this. So was Erin Ambrose. She hopped over her shoulder and they gave her a big hug from behind. We were talking on the draft floor. What else are you excited about on their blue line this season?
Brosey could not wait to come over and just totally just jump in on our pod. But you could tell that was honest and raw emotion coming from Ambrose, being so stoked to have Nicole Gosling on her team. And I know Ambrose was really sad to see Kayla Barnes go, but what a pickup. I think it's not like, I don't think they've downgraded by any means. I think they've done a good job. Nicole Gosling has been watching all of these games. She's familiar with the league and she's a gamer. So yeah, I'd be stoked for Nicole Gosling, and I'd be stoked if I am Nicole Gosling, because you're joining a very good team. They got Maggie Flaherty as well from the Minnesota Frost. Solid stay-at-home D. Most important part, knows what it takes to win here, and came from a very good coach that was very just chill in Ken Klee and laid back. And it's always it's never the end of the world with Ken. It's never the end. Nothing's too heavy. Nothing's really bad. Everything's just hey, one shift at a time, one game, guys, just one game at a time. It's not the end of the world. Let's go out there and do work. It didn't work out. Okay, cool. Let's go get the next one. And she's got that, right? So she needs to bring this experience into the locker room. I hope she's confident enough to share this with everybody and to be that voice in those moments. Because fair to say, things have gotten tough for Montreal, and they do get intense, and you could see it as a viewer. So for her to be the refocus button, huge for this team. And then we got Jessica DiGirolamo that they picked up in free agency. You had mentioned, Julia, off camera, that she's got the 4th most hits among D last year.
I pulled that off Kyle Cushman. He was really pumped about her in free agency. So he did a great piece on her being having the 4th most hits, bring this really physical presence, bring a lot of experience too. She was someone that was apparently really coveted in free agency. So good on Montreal for landing her.
100%. Can't argue with any of that. That's depth right there, right? And you never want, you heard Ottawa say it, you never want hockey to be easy when you're playing against your team. So for Jessica DiGirolamo, for her to be able to be out there as a depth defender, throwing hits and making life hard, exactly what you want. Montreal did a really, really good job on this, and I'll put in quotations, rebuild, I think. They really got a chance to focus on depth, because all of these players that we just talked about, to add them to Katie Tabin, who's been nothing but excellent for the Victoire these past 2 years. She actually earned a spot at the national team training camp. You got Erin Ambrose, who's a wily vet. Then you got Amanda Boulier, who's hardworking as well, a depth defender, does anything for the team. They love her in that locker room. I think she's the only one that purposely goes out to prank poo. She's the only brave one to do that.
Yeah.
Regardless, an already great back end, but then you're adding all of this. I think they're just much deeper, and I feel more confident in this back end, if you will. Solid back end. Yeah, they lost Kayla Barnes. Doesn't mean much. So those teams got depth. So I think they're sitting pretty on the back end right now.
Yeah. Okay. Forwards. How many times have we talked about Abby Rock being on this team and it being insane? What else could we say?
That she posted that she's there in Montreal, and I was just
new home. I'm what? Still crazy.
Still can't picture you in the jurors, but cool.
Yeah.
I love that. And like, I think, I'm interested in seeing how her and Boulier just partner up on the pranking sitch. Cause I know like Pooh likes to have fun herself and prank other people, but like
Yep.
you only saw Boulier prank her by hiding in her underneath stall. Never seen anyone prank Pooh after that.
That's true.
But it'll be good. And like the grit part that Abby Rock brings, I think for Montreal, like what a relief. They don't have to put up with it anymore. Now there's some players that are better to play with than against. And I think Abby Rock is one of those players.
Yeah, for sure.
But then they added Jade Downey Landry. I mean, what a pickup. This kid can play. She can score goals. She was actually one of the players. Didn't she score 2 goals or did she get a hat trick in that New York game against Ottawa last year when we were there and we cursed them by mentioning the Jenner goal?
Oh, I'm not sure. I think she scored
JDL
in
had
the
a couple.
yeah, she scored in that Montreal game that we were at too in Montreal, actually on Pride Night, I think.
No way.
I believe
She
so.
loves when we watch, hey? We just show up and she was like,
I
guys, get
like
me on the
it.
pod. We should get her on the pod.
Totally.
And this pickup to me is secondary scoring, which it's been said countless times that this team needs more than just that top line to score. Jade Downey Landry, I present to you your secondary scoring, Victoire fans. Skimura, that pickup to me was a depth pickup in my opinion. I think she's due for a better season, if I'm going to be completely honest. I hope she comes into this one healthy. She needs to be put in the right spot and given the right role. Like Team USA, I feel like that's so carved out and she understands it so well with the American team that it's just for her, it's a no-brainer. She just goes and executes, if that makes sense. So I think she needs something as clear cut as that. Like, hey, we brought you in for X, Y, and Z. Go do that. Cool. Talk to you at the end of the season when we win, kind of thing. I loved the Natalie Malinkova pickup.
Oh, me too. I'm really excited. I think she's going to be a really good PWHL player. Like she's got so much fire to her game. She loves that physical part of the game. And I think it's going to translate so well.
And the fact that like she got to play with Abby Murphy. So she kind of like,
yeah.
How does a little bit of Abby Murphy not rub off on you?
That's so true.
Especially if you already got a little bit of it in you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The chip on your shoulder, I don't even think she needs anyone to put it there. Like it's already there. And this just means, again, more goals for the Victoire, more secondary scoring, more offensive momentum swings on their side. I feel like she's an ice tilter. She likes to go out there and be the difference and make a difference. So solid pickup. Skylar Irving as well. First 2 seasons in the NCAA, she got to play with Alina Mueller, Chloe Erard, and Maureen Murphy. Erin Frankel was her tendie. Then Gwyneth Phillips was her tendie. I mean, so all of these players that I'm naming were like, hey, these are good players in the league. Yeah. So she understands what good players in this league are. And she was a good player in the NCAA as well. Leader in the locker room, loves the game dearly. I think we're going to be talking about Skylar Irving a little bit if she can adapt to the speed and physicality of this PWHL hockey. Cheyenne Darkangelo, also 17
Pumped
points.
about her.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a sneaky
horse.
one that went under the radar. Yeah, we talked about her all postseason in the way that she was so productive for Ottawa. I think she's that second line with Vanish and Jenner for most of the playoffs, and they were so good. They were shut down as well in fighting off Montreal and Ottawa, or Montreal and Minnesota rather. So I guess if you can't beat them, join them. I think that was a sneaky free agency play. Another one for Montreal that I really like.
Yeah, we'll have an eye on the dark horse. Labatt and Veillette will add to the bottom 6 if they can snag contracts. I mean, I feel like this Victoire team is going to make people earn their spots and earn their roles and earn their ice time, especially with the depth and stuff that they've got going. I like what Kori Cheverie and Danielle Sauvageau has done here. I mean, maybe Sauvageau was just riding high off of her Hall of Fame announcement that she was going to be inducted, and was just like, all right, I'm a boss now. Let's go build this team. Like, I feel like there was something there. But regardless, I like what Montreal's done here. Are they going to make the playoffs? Yeah. Yes. This team is absolutely making their playoffs.
Yeah.
Can I just say
We've been like, oh yeah, probably. Because who have we done so far? We've done Minnesota and we've done Ottawa, and those 2 we were kind of like, yeah, we can definitely see them making the playoffs. This team is making the playoffs
100%
for certain. And if they don't, I would be absolutely stunned and something would have to go like so wrong.
Yeah, but they need to get their power play figured out. Can I just say that?
Yes. It's been the last 2 seasons. It has opportunity to be so good. Like, I
Please.
feel like they have all the tools for it.
Yeah, please. Make it
Yeah.
great. Like, I just want to laugh when I watch their power play. You know what I mean? You're like, like when Tampa Bay Lightning when Stammer and everybody was there and they were always going to the Stanley Cup final, and their power play was just like, it was running through Cooch, going down to point. It was just like, okay, hurry up and score so we could just carry on with this game. You know what I mean? I want Montreal's to be that so bad. And I think it can be because they got Caro on the bench now. Is she going to be running the power play or the penalty kill? No idea what her role will be on the bench. But regardless, having played with her, she's always been a player coach. Like when she played, it wasn't her job to coach the power play or the penalty kill. But if she saw something, she'd walk down to the other bench and tell us. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, even if it's not her role, if she sees something, she's going to say something. Kind of like you do when you're in an airport. You see something, you say something. That's Caro. And then having Kim St. Pierre involved, as Kori was talking about, like on the business side of things, still awesome to have her around.
Yeah, like, exactly.
Living
just
legend.
Having one of those minds, you know that they're going to pick her brain a little bit, even if she's not involved in
100%.
goaltending in any way. How do you not?
Yeah. Maybe show up with your gear one day. Let's go have some fun.
Totally. Yeah. Exciting things in Montreal this season. I feel like this is, I know that people are really scared of the expansion teams, and there's a lot of notion of, just ship Walter out west. This Montreal team is going to come out so hungry this season, and I think that they have the pieces in place to make a real big splash. So I'm very excited to see it.
Totally. And just with that, I mean, I know Seattle's got that top line. That's absolutely terrifying. You just have to make sure your depth is there and understanding what a shutdown role is.
Yeah.
You saw Ottawa
100%.
do it. Saw Ottawa do it last year. Go be shut down. That's what you're doing in the regular season. Practice for the playoffs. It's perfect.
Yeah. Okay, before we get to the rest of our stories, we just want to take a second to tell you about Clever Mocktails, the official mocktail of the PWHL. There's 0 alcohol in all the fun. They're made from natural, high-quality ingredients. There's 6 flavors to choose from margarita to gin and tonic and mojito. They're non-alcoholic cocktails that are ready to drink and crafted with botanical infusions for that wow factor flavor. Tessa, we were enjoying them during the Blue Jays run, all those late nights. We didn't want to have scary mornings, so we were enjoying Clever Mocktails, and they were fabulous.
Hilarious. Because as soon as I saw that they were crafted with botanical infusions, I was like, oh, Julia's going to love this. Like, that's the hook for Julia. Got her.
Get me some botanics. They've got low calorie and no sugar options available. There are gluten-free, low calorie, and no sugar options available. And of course, they come without the hangover, which is the best part of Clever Mocktails. They're available at your favorite grocery store across Canada, or order them online at clevermocktails.com. We don't have any updates on the Ottawa arena situation. I feel like we got a good amount of information and anger out there last week about that.
Yeah.
If there's any updates to be had, seriously, we will update you on Friday's episode of the podcast. And by Friday, there will already be 1 game in the books at the rivalry series. We're so back, baby. Women's hockey. This is like the PWHL warm-up. It is. I know it's for the Olympics. I know it's getting the national team girls geared up, but I feel like this is our skate in right to the PWHL season with the 2 rivalry series games in Cleveland on Thursday, November 6th, and then Buffalo on Saturday, November 8th. Hope to see you all there. Hope to see you all with your butts in seats.
Get out and watch the game. Buffalo, listen, I know it's tough slugging in the NHL right now, but you want to watch some good hockey? Grab a ticket, sit down, let these ladies entertain. Promise you.
We know you need it. We know you need it this year.
Let them inject some hockey love back in your veins.
Yeah, it's so funny. We just posted on Instagram last night. Minnesota and Wisconsin have a back-to-back couple games this weekend. See all those national team players go head-to-head. Another Abby Murphy, Caroline Harvey moment, which we absolutely loved. Like, they must just spend 10 minutes hugging when they get to USA stuff, eh?
Or
they
not.
Just lock them in the room?
I don't know.
You guys have your cuddle time until you're friends again, and then we'll all go about our business.
This relationship is so perplexing to me. This friendship, it's like, is it a friendship? Like, because last year in the playoffs, that wasn't nice. And then it's picked up right where it's left off, I feel.
And then they're posting with one another in the summer. So I don't know.
Dude, it's crazy.
I love it. You got to love hockey, man. It's like, You see it all the time with you leave it out there on the ice. I think I made the caption "All's fair in love and hockey,"
It's
and that's
true.
just the way it is.
100%.
Anything goes on the ice, whether your friends off it
And
or
that's
not.
fair. I played against my D partner in the Olympic final, my Ohio State D partner, Lisa Chesson. And
Yep.
I remember before the game, I was like if I'm going in the corner with my elbows up, fair warning, bud.
Yep.
Like it's all love, but like I will run you over for this gold medal. So she's like, oh yeah, fair game. I was like, all right, go.
Absolutely. And they feel that way in the NCAA too, so I can't
Yeah.
blame them.
Abby Murphy, could I just say her post about like, am I too old to be here? When she posted that.
Yeah, that is funny.
I damn near fell over. I was howling. I was like, this is too good.
Tessa's been into, as you guys know, you've been seeing Tessa's TikToks and her reels and her memes. She's like in it lately. So Tessa's been in the TikTok app recently. So lately she's been sending me TikToks from like September that she's just seen in the last couple of weeks. So as my
Was that one old?
friend, yeah, it was. It was like from training camp.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, my millennial friend's so cute. Like she's sending me TikToks. I love her. And I laugh at
How
all
do
of them. So you know that you're supported.
How do TikTok not send me old stuff?
Well, I think it's just getting you caught up. It's like, I know she'd like this content, and it was right.
I loved it.
It was right. It wasn't going to let you miss that one. So once you caught up, they'll start shooting you all the new stuff. It's all good.
So they make you catch up on all of it?
No, they don't make you catch up. I'm sure you're seeing new stuff too. But that if there's like a really good one, I don't know. I honestly, I'm not going to claim to understand the mysticism that is the TikTok algorithm. But I think that if it knows you'd really like a video and a video had been viral for a while, which I think that one was, it'll serve it up to you eventually. Fair. I'm glad that you saw it. We have to make that TikTok at some point. I've had that sound saved for me and you to use at some point. I don't know when it's going to be, but you're going to have to do that.
You know what? I want to do it in reverse for Buckles at the Shirley Girlies because she's by far the youngest. By like she could probably be a child to some of us.
We didn't even get a Shirley Girly update this week. Oh, I guess
it happens on Fridays.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Sorry.
We play tonight, Tuesday night. By the way, this Suicide Caesar wing combo that I got going on, if anyone could if you're ever in a restaurant and they have Caesar wings and suicide wings, please just mix them together. Suicide Caesar. Wow. It's the greatest combo.
I never would have thought to do that.
Yeah, it's so good. It's like
I'm
crazy
into it,
good.
I've never even had Caesar wings.
Me neither. That's when I saw it. I'm like, interesting, Caesar. Well, I just don't want like Caesar breath, but I will mix some suey in there.
I'm a pretty big dry wings girl, actually. Like, it's surprising how much of like a Cajun or salt and pepper girl I am.
Oh, Cajun. We have dill pickle wings.
Yeah.
You're going to say
right
that?
Out of my mouth. That's the dry dill pickle's so good.
Noof orders them all the time at Girlies. All the time. They're like, dill pickle? I always look. I'm like, where's Noof sitting? She's right over there. Give them to her. Yeah. She's the only one that orders them. But I'm always like, and my mouth is watery thinking of them right now.
I just got the same way. I'm in a big dill pickle phase I'm always in a big dill pickle phase, but
are you?
I got some chips and dip for Game 7. Hadn't like just bought some, straight up good old fashioned chips and dip.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm telling this story right now. But what's the famous chip dip? It's like
hell of a good dip.
Yeah, Helva. And they had dill pickle. I was like, I'm gonna try out the dill pickle Helva. So good, Tessa. Have to say, so good.
Stop.
Very, very highly recommend. Okay.
I've never even heard of that, but sorry, carry on. We're talking about snacks.
I know
now.
there was a few different options when I was standing there. They were all on sale, so I was like, I'll get one of the classics and one of the dill pickles for.
Did you get Ruffle chips or did you get regular flats?
You know what? I also got I got one bag of Ruffles and I got one bag of kettle cooked because
proper kettle cooked you can do
both.
Yeah.
See,
totally
they've got to be because I'm like I'm not really in for flat chips with chips and dip, but I am in if they're kettle cooked.
100%.
Now that we've unpacked all of life's problems here on the JocksNJills podcast, it is time to hear an elite athlete talk about her sport so you guys don't have to listen to what I eat during baseball games anymore. Sorry to suscept you all to that. Casey O'Brien, like she should be a movie star in addition to being a hockey player because she just gives America's sweetheart vibes in the best way possible. She she won the Patty Kazmaier last year. What a great success last season was for her and for all of the Wisconsin Badgers, all 3 of them that were nominated for the Patty Kaz. And we get into that in this interview. But she seems like she has a great mentality going into the season. Seems like she's a karaoke expert as well. We got into that a bit too. But just a sunshiny person, Tessa, is Casey O'Brien. The New York Sirens are very lucky to have her, and we were very excited to have her on the Jock's & Jills podcast.
All right, here she is, the 3rd overall pick from this year's PWHL draft. New York traded up to acquire her. Casey O'Brien, how's your summer been, girl? I feel like you got a new hairstyle or something going, a little darker.
Yeah, I went darker.
I like it.
The blonde was getting too much to keep up with, so I had to tone it back a little bit. But
okay, new year, new you?
Yes.
Are you having less fun now that you're less of a blonde?
100%.
Okay, so you had to dial in, get serious for the year. It's time to have less fun. We got to go pro.
100%.
How's your summer been?
It's been good. I've kind of been all over the place. Like, I feel like I haven't been like one place for more than a week between like New York, Madison, Boston. So it's been a whirlwind, but it's been fun.
What's been on the docket when visiting all of these places?
Training, trying to see my family, trying to find an apartment.
Right.
It's tough because like my parents live on Martha's Vineyard, so it's a ferry to get anywhere. So like going home means like can't really train. So when I'm in Boston, I have to like stay at my brother's couch, and then so I've been staying at one of my teammates' in Wisconsin when I'm there training. So it's a little bit of just like an unknown for me right now. Like
I feel like the first time that sentence has ever been spoken. It's tough because my parents live on Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah, I've never ever
travel wise.
First time that's ever been said. That's so funny. So it's been an entertaining summer. We got to sit with you right after the Sirens traded up to acquire you 3rd overall. Now that you've had a chance to sit with that, what's the feeling been like? What's the reaction been like from your friends and your family that you've gone to see over the summer now that they know that you're headed to New York?
Yeah, it's just pure excitement. I think you guys got me in shock when, you know, I came on because I was still like, couldn't believe the trade and everything. Like, I just assumed like once Colty got taken, like, all right, I'm not going to New York. So that was definitely a whirlwind, but now it's just pure excitement. My brother lives there. My family loves to visit, and, you know, he's rallying the troops, like getting all his coworkers and all his friends in the city to try to come out to our games. So I think there's going to be a huge O'Brien clan there for the opener, which I'm excited about.
Oh, baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Well, it's kind of like a return home for you, right?
Yeah, I lived in New York till I was 10, and, you know, I grew up like in the city. So I was like skating at Chelsea Piers and
That's
everything.
so cool.
Yeah. So it's like also I think a big part of going to New York that's exciting for me is like, you know, helping the youth game because it's so small there. Like there's not a ton of hockey. And so hopefully I can, you know, give those little girls that are in the same position that I was like a little bit more of an opportunity to develop and follow hockey.
Like that's so cool. You and I have the same kind of growing up hockey experience, that outdoor rinks and stuff like that. The outdoor rinks look so different in New York. Is that how you remember learning to skate, being in the middle of the buildings?
I was going to say,
stuff?
what was it like for you then?
Yeah, it was, so Chelsea Piers was like the house league. So like my dad would bring me on the ice because he coached my brother's team and bring me on the ice. And then finally, when I got old enough to like actually be on a team, he'd pick me up from school. We would drive to New Jersey right after school and we'd sit for like 2-3 hours just waiting for practice to start just to beat the traffic. And so like there's not a ton in the city. You know, there's pretty much Chelsea Piers and Madison Square Garden, and you know, I'm not playing at Madison Square Garden.
Yet.
So yeah, it was the trek to Jersey for the games. But I'm hoping to, like, with the Sirens and the game growing so much, that there's going to be more opportunities opening up in the actual city.
Yeah. And was he a big hockey guy? Did he play growing up, or what was his inspiration to get you into it?
He played in high school, and he ended up going to college for track. But my parents were very big on, you know, letting us figure out what we wanted to do. So they kind of threw us into everything and just, you know, tried to see what we liked, what we latched onto. And all three of us actually picked hockey and soccer as our two, and two of us stuck with it. But yeah, they were open to like letting us do whatever. Like they put us in music lessons and everything, but we were all athletes.
It's important. Music, I think people underestimate the importance of music. My dad always had a rule growing up, and your parents obviously were of similar mind, where it's like, you want to raise a good athlete, not like a specific sport, right?
100%.
And then the music side was with my dad. He was like, you have to play a sport, don't care what it is, and you have to play an instrument, don't care what it is. And like the music side is all timing and rhythm, right? So they kind of feed in and help one another. So your parents were clearly onto something.
I was pretty surprised when I saw Tessa's childhood violin on her wall at her family home,
Violin?
but I was very impressed.
Yeah.
It feels more like a fiddle.
Well, it's small enough. It's now a decoration.
Can you still play?
No, I don't play I can play the piano and guitar and drums and whatnot, but very loosely.
And that's
those-
all.
yeah.
And that's all.
Not good by any means. Like if people were like, "Hey, jam with me," I would be like, "No, that's Jackie's job, our producer." You know what I
Jackie's
mean? It
awesome.
wouldn't be me. But your parents clearly knew and understood the importance of, raising well-rounded people and athletes, and it's shown throughout your entire hockey career, which is pretty cool. And your hockey career, I think, also had a companion in it, and which was a cool moment that we got to sit with too, where McKenna Webster was also drafted to the Sirens. So I'm just going to assume, you said you were sleeping on your brother's couch. You're not going to be doing that all season, are you?
No, and that was the brother in Boston.
Oh, okay.
The one in New York, I was staying with a friend in New York.
Okay.
But because, his apartment in New York, too small. Like I can't even sleep on the couch.
Right. There is no couch.
No, it's, literally like that big.
So do you have anything dialed into your New York roommate yet, or where you're staying?
Well, okay, so Mac, as you guys know, big field hockey player. So I don't think she knows exactly how it's going to work because she's at Ohio State right now finishing her last year of eligibility for field hockey. So she told me, like, go ahead, sign, an apartment, figure it out because, like, I don't know how it's going to work. And so I'm going to be with Ann Cherkowski and Maddie Wheeler and just hoping we get Mac right away at the beginning of the season because I don't think she knows her plan yet.
Okay. Interesting. I still can't believe the fact that we were all sitting together doing your interview, like when her name got called and you paused and you were like, wait, guys, something crazy just happened. Did you tell her about that after that you were sitting with us and that happened?
I got up from the chair and I FaceTimed her and I literally like tears in my eyes was like, Mac, like you would not believe like they got the live reaction and she was like, we're going to be roommates. Like, she was just like, we literally joked about that happening, especially like in New York too, because both of our brothers live there. So like I still like get chills thinking about it because like she's my best friend, has been since high school. And so to be reunited is like literally something that we joked and dreamed about.
Which is crazy because you left New York at the age of 10, you said, and then you ended up going to Shattuck, which is where both of you met. So I feel like at 10, you usually have like actual real life friends. Like everything before that is kind of just like, we go to school together or whatever.
Yeah.
At 10, you actually have real life friends. So it's kind of hard to move away at that age. And then to move away from home again at a very, I don't want to say fragile time in life, but your teenage years are pretty fragile.
They're hard.
Definitely.
You kind of find a sister in that. And do you feel like McKenna Webster is that for you?
100%, because she had already been at Shattuck for 2 years. When I went as a sophomore, and I got really homesick. Like I was really, for that first month, it was tough for me. Like kind of like, not really like meeting anybody, kind of just doing my own thing because I like really missed home and I had never been away from home for that long before. And Mac, like she was a day student, so her family lived in a house that was like right off campus. And Matt kind of took me in and she would invite me to her house like every day for dinner, for whatever I needed. Like her family became my family there. And like she did not have to do that. She had friends already. She knew everybody. And she went out of her way to take me in and make sure I felt like home. And so like without her, like, I don't know, like I was, telling myself like I should go back to Boston. Like this sucks. Like I hate being away, but like without Mac, like I don't know what would have happened. Like if I would have stayed there, if I would have been as happy as I was. So like I owe so much to her for that. Her and her family are the best. And I think like from that first month at Shattuck, we've kind of been inseparable.
That's wild. What made you decide to go to Shattuck? Like, did you know you were a homesick person?
I did not.
Okay.
I didn't know it at all. I was at Nobles for 2 years and I loved it there. Like as an 8th grader, I was playing with like Katrin Lonergan, Becca Gilmore, and it was the coolest thing for me. The only thing was there wasn't too much hockey in the fall. So you played just on Sundays. And then because everybody was at a prep school playing soccer, field hockey, whatever it was. And I was wanting to be in the rink more. And I think as like a 15-year-old maybe, I was like playing with like the U12s, like during the week to just get more ice time. And so I had always been aware of what Shattuck was because I went to the camps when I was little. And I think, I said to my parents, like, it's time to make the move because like I need more. Like if I want to get to where I want to be, I need to be on the ice more. And so it was kind of a no-brainer that like Shattuck was the place to go. I just wasn't anticipating like missing home so much.
Yeah.
It is so wild with your generation, your age group, and specifically how driven and determined they were to know exactly what they needed. You're not the only one. Hannah Bilko's the same way.
Mm-hmm.
But to be mature enough to share that with your parents and knowledgeable enough in your own sport at that age, to me, is like very impressive. So was it like all research done on your own? Like was it like talking with other friends? Or like obviously you said you'd gone to the camp and you knew a little more and it was just like, no, that's all I know. So that's the place I need to go? Or like what went into this whole decision where your parents were like, yep, that's it, like for sure?
My dad was really good at researching different places and teams. Like I'm sure he looked into like, the public school system at Minnesota and everything. He just like was trying to learn everything so he had all the information to make an informed decision. And so, from a young age, like I was USA's biggest fan watching at the Olympics, like whatever it may be. And so I think, when he saw like names like Decker and the Lamoureux twins, like having gone to Shattuck, he looked into it and he brought me to the camp. I think it was 2 summers in a row, maybe when I was 10, 11, just to like see what it is, just in case for the future. I think knowing how passionate I was, he kind of needed a backup plan in case like wherever we were at wasn't doing it, because that kind of happened in New York, like didn't have the opportunities and the development available. And so thank God he did that, because at the camps, I was telling him like, I'm coming to Shattuck. And I was like, you're 10, relax.
Yeah.
Like you don't know what you want. But I think just like seeing the pioneers, all of the people before me and how they got to where they did at the Olympic level, like kind of made the blueprint for us and like what the different avenues were. And like, I don't necessarily think like if I stayed at Nobles, like I wouldn't be a worse player. I could still be where I'm at today. Like, I guess we'll never know. But at the time, like I just, wanted to be on the ice all the time, a rink rat. And I think that was the best choice for me. And I think like it put me in such a great place with people who had the same goals as me, like, Mac, Bilka, Lacey Eden, like all of us like wanted the same things. And so we pushed each other to get better, and it was the best decision for me.
Yeah, that's really cool. You guys all got to
I know their team was so good.
Yeah. Like
did anybody ever beat you guys?
Oh yeah, we lost in the national championship game.
Come on.
To the Boston Junior Eagles. So that was heartbreaking for me.
Oh my gosh.
Where I had just come from, like, and we had like an insane team. That was like, that year at Shattuck was like, I thought the best youth team ever created.
Yeah, you look at the lineup, you're like, well, they never lost for sure.
Yeah,
and like your numbers were insane. By the way,
that's what I was gonna say. You didn't play very homesick. Like you hit the ground running.
Yeah, I feel like those probably came honestly the second half of the year, because the first half I like was so just in my head. Like and also like it's such a different like style than it is out east. So I was like a little bit of a wake up call. Like, okay, like, I'm not as good as like.
What do you mean it was heavier, or what was the difference?
Yeah, like more, and so much more puck touches, when you're at like Shattuck. So I felt like I was a little behind in terms of just like hands and stuff like that. And so, and they like think the game a different way. So I like, it was a little bit of a shock for me and a little bit of an adjustment period, but like, extra hours on the ice with Mac and like going to our house like helped me a ton. So it ended up working out, but yeah, I can't believe we lost.
Like, clearly doesn't bother you at all anymar.
Yeah, like did you lose bad, or was it like at least a close game?
It was 2-1.
Okay.
And I think we hit like 3 or 4 post crossbars in the last like 5 minutes. Yeah, the hockey gods were against us.
It had to be Boston too. I feel so bad. Sorry, I'm not laughing. I'm not.
No, I was shaking like the coach's hand after. Like he knew that.
He probably had a personal vendetta, 100% against a kid.
Sometimes you need those as a grown up, I guess.
Mighty Ducks in real life.
Yeah. I mean, masterclass by him though, coaching against that team. Like
he just probably had them so fired up.
I think they iced the puck like 20 times in the third period. Just like
not let you guys gain any momentum, nothing. Just break up the play. Yeah, that's coaching though.
Yeah.
That's good coaching. And that's what it takes. You need a good coach to win championships. Yeah. Totally.
You're going to want to talk about Shattuck all day, so we don't have to talk about Wisco at any point.
Shut up, Julia. I was going to go to under 18s when they won Gold and Silver. It was fine. We can go there. You want to go there?
Wherever you want.
Who recruited you then? Fine. And why did you pick Wisconsin?
What was the recruiting process like?
Yeah. And why didn't you pick Ohio State?
Hey, they didn't reach out to me.
They didn't?
No.
Rude.
Okay.
So I think I 6th grade was my first college visit.
Stop it.
Yeah.
That's
so
illegal.
crazy.
I know. I like should have been illegal, but so I was looking at only East Coast just because, we were living out there and that's kind of the only like visibility that I had. And so I always wanted to go to Harvard or BC, just because everyone who lived in Boston did that. And I think I played at like U14 Nationals and Wisconsin saw me play. And Jackie, the assistant coach, reached out to my dad and was like, hey, like, why doesn't like have Casey come to our summer camp just so she can like see what it's like. And I didn't want to go at all because I didn't know what Wisconsin was, because I really only watched or heard of the East Coast teams. And so my dad kind of forced me to go out there for the camp. And, I got to skate, I think it was with like Sarah Nurse and Anne Renee. Like they put me out there with them as like, what was I, like 14 at the time? And it was just like unbelievable. I said to my dad the second I got there, like, I want to come here.
Oh, yeah?
Really?
Yeah. And he was like, you're too young. You don't know what you want.
You're literally 12.
Yeah, like, that's, yes.
What?
It was insane how young it was. But he did a good job of like, he was like, I want you to see everywhere you possibly can and then make an informed decision because like there's no need to rush this. And so I think I waited maybe like 2 years before I committed, and I went to all the schools I possibly could have. Not Ohio State, but
That's okay. That's why she didn't pick it. She didn't go see it.
That's why.
Yeah. But yeah, then I decided. I think I committed my freshman year. I went out
Seems
for a
more
visit.
legal.
That's
Yeah.
insane, man.
Still crazy.
Still
but feels
so
more
early.
legal.
What's crazy to me is like these kids, you were a kid back then. To me, you still are a little bit because I'm much older than you, but you committed at such a young age and like how your mind didn't change at all. Like you never wavered once.
Never.
That's crazy.
The only time I did was the day before I committed. My dad said, like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah. He's like, okay, let's go to BC. Just like, because I hadn't talked to them yet. I like knew of them just because Boston, but he brought me the day before I flew out to Wisconsin and I loved it. And for a second I was like, oh God, like, do I need to not do this tomorrow? Like, and he was like, this is why I did it. And then I like slept on it and I was like, no, it's still Wisconsin.
Yeah.
He was like, fine.
Your dad was trying to hijack your
Whoa.
decision and have you stay local. 100%. Dad, we're on to you.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing, but he's also good at playing devil's advocate and like being like a rational human being, being like, you're so young, you probably like don't need to do this early. But
Yeah.
I had been every place I went, I was like, doesn't compare to Wisconsin. And so like it was pretty clear like that's what I wanted. And then from there, like I never changed my mind, never thought that it might be a mistake at all.
That's
It's
crazy.
beautiful.
James playing games.
Yeah, playing games.
Did you get a scooter?
No.
You never did?
No, there were so many accidents.
Uh-huh.
Dude, they're
Like-
so dangerous. There was somebody just released I don't know if it was a study or an article about the percentage that brain injuries have gone up in city centers since those scooters. I ain't getting on the scooter.
I know. These are legit scooters.
Oh, okay. I was thinking about the
these
electric
aren't your
scooters.
Lime scooters. These are like, you guys had like like Vespas, let's call them.
Yes, there was
Sit down?
Sit down
Sit
Vespas.
down.
It's
Okay.
gotten though more to the like Lime scooters. Like everyone has one now. And like, I don't know if like you guys have heard like Sims, like almost got hit by a car by one and like flipped over and like hit her head. She missed games against
season?
Ohio State. Yeah. Because of that. And like a men's hockey player got hit by the city bus
What?
on one. So they're like
Dude.
so dangerous. So I never like wanted to get any of that.
They're way too casual.
So-
They're being
Yeah.
handed out way too casually on
I
street
know.
corners to drunk people, and there is
Oh my
like
God.
consistently bad things happening with the scooters.
So how would you get around? Because you guys have like North and South Campus, right?
Yes, I was a business school major, so that's the closest building to the rink. So
Ah.
I didn't need to go far, which is nice. But and like our housing was all like pretty close to the rink, so like I walked everywhere because I couldn't take that risk. Like,
No,
so
I get
would be
it.
the one to like.
I'm really clumsy too, so I just don't even bother putting myself in the position to inevitably hurt
And she
myself.
grew up like in New York. So like you're used to walking places and taking
Yes.
public transit, right?
Right.
Mac, on the other hand, had one of the mopeds and Oh my God, I'll never forget. She dropped her AirPods at an intersection and she's like, oh, do I get off? Do I get off? She gets off and starts like, but the light turns green and everyone starts going around and she just like wouldn't give up the AirPod. She eventually did, but it was like so scary. Thought she was going to get hit by a car.
That's insane. What was your freshman year a COVID year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what was that? Like, did you go?
We didn't go in the summer like they usually do,
Okay.
but we went in the fall and it was a rough start because we could practice in groups. So like groups of 5, I think it was. And so it was like me, Mac, Britta Curl, Nat, Bookbinder, and Nicole Amontio. That was our group. So we could only practice with that. Like we'd be on the ice for like 30 minutes at a time. And, you know, we'd get off, the next group would go on, be in different locker rooms. Like I hadn't actually met like some people on our team until like a little ways in because we couldn't have like gatherings.
Right.
And we ended up doing like a potluck for I think like a football game or something. And the cops got called on us.
Stop it.
And yeah, like
Who ratted?
some neighbor, I guess. I don't even know, but they got in trouble with like the police, like the captains did. And so we couldn't do anything after that. Yeah, like
Wow.
so I feel like I didn't know like the seniors and everything until like later in the year, till like October. Like
Do you think you would have been homesick again under those circumstances if McKenna wasn't there?
probably, yeah. Cause like the freshmen, like, you know, we're in the dorms, like we only had each other pretty much. So like we got really close though. Like I think like we have a bond that, you know,
The COVID
nothing can take
freshies.
away. Yeah, exactly. Because we were like locked on our floor. Like we didn't have class.
You're
like,
locked in a dorm. Like dorms are only fun when all the doors are open and everyone's hanging out on the hall.
When that door closes, it gets dark in a dorm room.
yeah.
Like,
Real
it
quick.
really feels like a cinder block in there.
Yeah, you're
that
in
is the
jail.
only feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was roommates with Maddie Wheeler. Then,
nice.
And yeah, and Mac's roommate was a golfer who was gone a lot. So Mac ended up bringing her mattress in our room.
Stop.
So it was like
That's
us
the
three.
best.
Yeah, it was
Triple
fun.
roomies.
I know. And now we're back in New York, the 3 of us.
That's so crazy.
That's
Yeah.
so wild. What a like full, I love that full circle stuff. That is like
I know.
you can't even write it. You can't make that stuff up. It just has to happen, whether it's coincidence or what. I don't know. I heard you're a big Pitbull fan. Have you ever attended any of his concerts?
How do you know that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I've gone to 2 dressed like Pitbull.
You dress like him?
Oh yeah, like bald cap.
Stop.
Like I thought that's what you were asking.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, me and Mac went to one of them, and then another Wisconsin teammate last year. Like that's what my boyfriend got me for my birthday was Pitbull tickets.
Okay, I thought you were
And-
gonna say you got me the bald cap. I'm
Oh,
like,
no.
what a gift.
He was like, I would never go with you because I know you're gonna like do something like that. But he's like, I want you to go have fun.
What was the full fit top to bottom? Okay, so we got the skull cap.
Yeah, the bald cap, and then I think we used like eyeliner or something to draw like the mustache, the goatee,
Mhm.
and then it was a black button down with the color pops,
No,
obviously, and then just like black shorts, I think, and we had the aviators on too.
Was the shirt like see-through? Because doesn't he wear like see-through tops like that? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what
Like
you
a
mean.
see-through button-up? Is
we
that
didn't do that. We weren't that
No.
scandalous.
Okay. But like, what?
Epic.
Okay, you like Pitbull, but what possesses you? I'm gonna dress up like him to go to his concert.
because she wants to get called on stage 100%.
But that's the worst part is like we went and like so many people are dressed like Pitbull. Like
Stop.
yeah, it was like
understand.
so many. I thought we'd be the only ones, but like everywhere you look, there's Pitbull. Like we weren't special.
You did this not once but twice.
Twice, yeah.
Everyone's doing it. We gotta do it again.
Were there more people dressed up like him at the second concert? Like, did you feel original at the first, and then at the second, you're like, oh no, we started a trend.
Yeah, there's like at the first, there's a few people we saw. We take a picture with them. Like that's funny. The second one, it's like everyone's doing it. Like it's like a cult. It was hilarious.
I gotta get to one of these concerts. This is
I
It
would
was
never
unreal.
even like think to see Pitbull in concert, and like you know all of his songs.
you
though.
100% would.
You know all of his songs.
Yeah.
Like if you're at a state fair and they're like Pitbull's playing tonight, you'd be like, well, I'm going.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like it's a concert you can go to and pretty much sing along the whole time.
I knew every song, and I
okay,
like,
hold on.
I
then.
wasn't like
what is
prepared.
your Pitbull song? Like, what's the song for Pitbull for you in costume at a concert?
like all of them? Is that like
No,
they
that's a lot.
all like it's one of those things. The person I went with the second time, Marianne Picard, she's like, you know, French. She's like, I don't really know like Pitbull, like, and I was like, I promise you, you will know every song. And she did. She was like, oh, I know this one too. Like
Yeah.
it was
like
As
crazy.
she was dressed up like him.
Oh yeah. I think Feel This Moment was like one of the more hype ones, like Fireball, Timber, like it's like everyone you're like, oh my God, this is a banger.
Yes, seriously. Oh, that is so funny.
Pitbull. So are you Mrs. Worldwide then?
Yeah, I was gonna caption an Instagram post that, and my boyfriend was like, "You can't."
He shut it down.
Like you cannot. I will
Please
unfollow
don't.
you. Yeah.
I feel like your music taste really ranges though, because you're a big Olivia Rodrigo person as well, right?
Mhm. It does range a lot. I'm like Swiftie, like Harry Styles.
Okay.
Oh.
Pitbull, yeah, Pitbull's kind of
But also
an
Pitbull.
anomaly. Yeah,
He's like kind of the outlier.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I need
Everything
to know,
else, you're like, yep. You throw the Pitbull, you're like, huh. Okay.
Wait a minute.
I need to know the psychology behind what it is about Pitbull that tickles your brain.
I honestly, I think it's just like growing up, you know, like when there wasn't like the aux cord in the car, like it's just radio, like you heard so much Pitbull. So
That's
it's
so
like,
true. Like he was the radio banger.
He was.
Well, and like if you were my age, you were in the club, and anytime a Pitbull song came on, the dance floor was popping.
Yeah.
Like there's no way people weren't moving.
No, it's
like,
still true.
If you don't move to Pitbull, it's because you can't.
Yeah.
Right?
That's the only thing that
That's
makes
the only
sense.
reason why. Am I right?
Okay, we got to Wisconsin and you're like, anyways, what about Pitbull? Let's talk about something else.
I changed the See what I did there?
You changed the subject. 3 national championships,
Which is
Patty
insane.
Kazmaier Award.
Congrats.
Like,
thank you.
I don't even know where to start with your college career. What was the first national championship like, and how did things change as the team changed throughout your
And
time
you can
there?
even like weave in legendary coach Mark Johnson into all of this. So
Yeah.
go on.
The first one was, I think, my favorite one just because it was that COVID year. And, you know, like every day we'd be doing like the antigen tests, like, and not sure if we were going to get shut down because I think I was patient 0 actually the first time we got shut down. Like I tested positive and then my roommate did and 10 people after that. And so we got shut down for 6 weeks. And so we had only played Ohio State twice and that was it. Then we were shut down till January. And so that year was just like so stressful because we had no idea if we were going to be playing the next day or not. And so when we like got to, you know, I guess it wasn't even the Frozen Four because it was all the games were played in Erie. You know, it was like, this is either going to like be awesome or someone's going to test positive and we're going to be disqualified. And so to win that one was like the biggest relief. And it was also like my first national championship. So like nothing better. And, you know, we went back to Wisco and the celebration, like finally it felt like we didn't have to like worry about catching something going out. So like that was also kind of, I'd say my first true college like experience and having fun was after that. Cause you know, coach wasn't going to get mad at us if he heard we were out at the bar or something. So that was like really, really special for me. I think the first one definitely my favorite just because of how stressful and like crazy the whole year was.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then was there pressure to keep delivering them after that?
Yeah, because I think after that, like you have most of the same people every year and you're like, we should win. Like on paper, we're probably the strongest roster. And so the next year too, like we had so many injuries and it was like the Olympic year. So people were gone and we still had like this insane roster. And like we weren't that good, like, or as good as probably people expected us to be. So that was kind of tough, like just feeling like we were letting like the program down almost. Cause, you know, I think we lost that year in the quarterfinal to Northeastern. And like,
I think.
we lost 4-2.
Yeah.
But that was like, that felt like we were like, we let everyone down. Like we let coach down a little bit. We let just Wisconsin down because like it's such a historic program with a ton of success. But then, it was kind of every other year after that. And, you know, last year too, when we lost to Ohio State, that like, I felt like we should have won. Like, you know, people expected us to win. So like, it felt like we let everyone down with that one too. But I mean, it's such a privilege to be on a team that good where like that's your problem is if like you're losing in the national championship, like you're a disappointment to you. Like it's such a privilege.
Yeah.
And then let's go to the one that you stole by breaking rules, but they never got caught. The last one, that was wild, I will say.
That was such a crazy game.
Yeah, my kids were trying to sleep and I was yelling at a TV and typing on Twitter, which I don't often type on Twitter.
That game, honestly, like in hindsight, feels like a real moment, honestly, for women's hockey.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it literally feels like everybody in hockey and in sports
was talking about it.
Was talking about that game and that moment with Sims and Johnson, obviously.
Had to.
Crazy. Yeah, I think, did you see like the Team Canada people were with like all the NHL players at the Olympic orientation camp, and I guess Connor McDavid was talking about that game. Like that game went like everywhere. It was pretty cool.
That's so sick.
Yeah, I still like can't believe.
Would you be saying it was so cool if it didn't work out in your favor?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just like the entire game I knew we were gonna win. Even though we were down the entire game. And even when there's 18 seconds left, like Layla was screaming that, they covered the puck. And like, I still like thought she was just reaching. But somehow, like, I never thought we were going to lose. Like, it was really weird.
Was that the sentiment across the entire bench, or was that just your singular belief? Like, was there angst and like, oh no, like, was there panic, or was everybody, did it just seem like, no, guys, we got this. It's okay.
Yeah, there was no panic. Like, going into each period break, we were down, and you would have thought we were up 8-1, like with like everyone just like dancing, like talking about other things. Like it was the most laid back thing. Like it was weird, how calm everybody was. But I think like in most big games, we had been down at one point. So we were just like so confident that somehow we were going to come back. And like Coach Johnson kept coming in saying like, well, I know somebody's going to score. I just don't know which one of you it's going to be. Like he said that all 3 times coming in for the intermissions. Like it was a cool thing to like see how everybody trusted each other on like the highest stage, the biggest moment.
Was there a moment when he was like, who's going to take it? Were you kind of thinking to yourself, should I do this?
For the penalty shot?
Yeah.
Yeah. My first thought was like, have the game on my stick. Like that's what you want. Like that's the coolest thing ever. But I also know how good Sims is on penalty shots. And as a leader, you do what's best for the team. You're like, I'm no shot I was gonna put my hand up, like knowing like we have Sims, because like I think 9 out of 10 times she scores on, against Ava McNaughton, who's one of the best goalies in the world. Like Sims is just like, that's her thing. Right. So like, I think everybody, when he was saying like, who wants it, just eyes went to her.
Yeah, she was born to do it.
Yeah.
I'm like goosebumped up right now.
Yeah.
Guys.
I'm
like,
not.
I know you're not, but like I know this is hard for you, but
it's
that
okay.
was such a moment. It felt a lot bigger than the game. And you speaking about the guys talking about it at the Olympic camp this summer, it speaks to that. Like it really felt, and it felt like a good time too. Was it right before or right after Worlds? I don't know, but it was
right
World
before.
Championships
It was
leading
before.
right into the PWHL playoffs. And I really feel like that NCAA championship game and how electric it was set the stage for everything this spring.
Totally. And like it really got a lot of eyes tuned into not only obviously the NCAA hockey and then again with the PW, but it also like carried it through to June into the draft.
Right?
Yeah. Which is what you want. You want that momentum to be carried. So I guess thanks for ruining my night and for winning the national championship that day. And then congratulations on winning the Patty Kaz. For yourself, what does winning that honor? I mean, I know you had a really good speech. I'd listened to it. It was very well written and very well delivered. But like that's a pretty big award to have in your back pocket.
Yeah, it still like doesn't feel real because that's like one of those things that you dream of as a kid and you see like who's won it before and it's like shocking to be on that list. But I went into the year with the mindset of I'm going to be the best player in the country and I don't care if that means like I win the Patty. That was more of just like I want to know that like, I was the best center in the country. Like I was like the best version of me because that's going to help our team win. And so like, it's obviously like an honor to be like, to win that, to, be in the conversation for that. But like, I was just so focused on like being the best version of myself for the team and being, like as a leader, as a captain, just like being a good example for everybody else. And so when it came down to it, I didn't care if it was going to be me, KK, Layla, Sims, like whoever it may be. Like I was happy that Wisconsin got it, but like you know, the individual award was kind of on the back of my mind, especially like going into the Frozen Four.
It's
like,
such a weird time that they handed out, in my opinion. I know it's a very storied thing, like not my business, but as I was watching you and Layla and KK sitting there, I was like, how could they even be excited about this right now? Obviously you were, but it's so hard leading into a championship game.
Yeah, like we were totally not thinking about it at all.
Yeah.
And like we'd get asked questions about it and we're kind of just like, I don't know, we're not thinking
thing.
about it.
Yeah,
like,
we got a game to win.
No disrespect.
But yeah, like we just were so dialed in and like we were like joking the entire week before being like I hope you win it because like I, you know, like we were like
I don't want to deal with this anymore.
Yeah, it was like it was really cool and I think all of us would have been happy for whoever it was and it like was really cool to see that like it didn't have any effect on like anybody going into the next day. You know, I think like Layla, what was it, like 5-10 minutes in a game scores like that insane goal. Like, you know, it's like not a lot of people I think could deal with the emotional stress of the day before and then go and just like have a hot start like that. It was cool to see.
Just goes to show, I mean, how tight-knit of a group you guys were and like how, I guess, the lessons or the morals that Coach Mark Johnson puts in place were actually like being lived, right? Like team first stuff. You know, you make each other better. I was recruited by him, so I really appreciated the way he spoke about hockey, and I loved it. And I never got to play for the guy; I only got to play against him. But hearing everyone else just talk about, you know, the types of teams that were in Wisconsin and the type of coach that he was and the stuff he would say in between periods, it's really inspiring and pretty cool to see. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, how much of him you carry through into the New York Sirens locker room, because this is a locker room and a team that has done a lot of retooling, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, they lost Carp, they lost Rock. Like those are some big shoes to fill. So I feel like a lot of pressure is being put on the plate of these young studs, yourself included, that have been drafted to kind of fill in these voids. So do you already feel that pressure and responsibility? Is it kind of like weighing on you a little bit? Or are you guys just like chomping at the bit to get out there?
I think we're chomping at the bit. It's almost like, yes, there is like pressure for us to do well, but it's like we're new here, you know, like we don't really like have any, I guess there is expectation, but it almost feels like there's not, just because it's a completely new team. And so we're just coming in like, all right, like we're going to play our game, you know, I think New York's going to be a completely different team than any other team in the league. Like I think we're going to play a different style. Like we're so young. We're so like dynamic. I think everybody kind of has the same type of vision, if that makes sense. Like as the younger generation coming up, I think plays the game a little bit differently than the older. And so I think like it's going to be a really fun team to watch. And like it might take us a little bit to like find our footing, but like everybody's just like dying to get on the ice with each other because like we're all familiar with each other's games and everything and played with or against each other at some point. So like we're literally just like such like a bubbly, excited group and like we're dying to get to November.
That's awesome. Is there like, has anybody ever told you like the biggest jump? Like what's the biggest hurdle that you guys have to make from going NCAA to this league? Like what is going to be the hardest thing to get used to? Has anybody shared any insight or anything like that with you?
The biggest thing that I've heard is just like the physicality. Obviously, like it's a step up from college, but I've also heard like people are like, just don't panic. Like, you know, people get scared. They, you know, feel like they need to keep their head up more. Like it's not like totally different. And I guess the biggest advice that I've gotten has been just to like stick to my game. Like obviously I'm not the biggest player and they're like, don't go around like trying to hit people, you know, like it's not going to work out for you. So like stick to your game. So I'm not sure like, you know, I think if you look at our forward group in New York, like we're pretty small too. But I think, you know, as long as we stick to our game, like we're going to be okay.
Are you going to take Jerry? Is Jerry going to be your roommate, the lizard?
How do you know about Jerry? You did your research.
Jerry knows. Jerry knows me.
Jerry the gecko. Oh my God. We had 3 of them at one time, me and Mac. It was.
Wait, you guys had best friend pets?
Mm-hmm.
Like, did they go back and forth between your homes or did they
We
live
lived together.
Oh, like actually in your
gecko
recently?
Max, like our sophomore year, Max got pregnant and she like tried to like
her gecko got pregnant.
Oh yeah.
And who knocked up her gecko?
My gecko.
Yeah, okay, I was gonna say.
Yeah, and she ordered like off of Amazon, like is it called like an incubator, and tried to like keep these things alive. Like it didn't work, but yeah. And then Mac's mom took all the geckos, and I don't know where they're at now actually, but like that was like a big thing our sophomore year. It was like our geckos.
She's got Jerry.
Yeah,
she
still has Jerry.
Yeah. And what was yours, Jerry?
Mine was Jerry. Hers was Tom.
How did they
Tom and
procreate?
Jerry.
Well, Tom was a girl.
Tom
we
was
didn't know
Tamina
that
or
though.
something?
Right. Thomasina.
Okay.
Yeah. There's
We
Tom
didn't
and Jerry,
know.
then you got the shake and bake.
Yep, shake and bake. That was our thing. But yeah, imagine our shock when Tom was pregnant and we were like,
How
we didn't
did
know you were a
did he
girl.
just start having babies, or did you just notice he was
What
really
do they
big?
do? Is it
She-
eggs?
Yeah, it was like really fat, and we were like, it's either sick or like something's going on, and
Pregnant.
then yeah,
But is it
We figured
eggs
it-
or does it like put out babies?
It's
Like
eggs.
It's eggs. Okay.
Yeah. Oh
And
my
so you
God.
tried to incubate the eggs.
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
PETA
no.
gonna come for us for this? Like, I
No,
don't want to get
they did their
kicked.
best to try.
They
No, we
tried.
did our
okay?
best,
No one's
yeah.
mad at them.
You had them in an incubator for how long?
God, I don't know. It was a while, like way past. Like they were definitely not surviving.
They were
and Mac
cooked.
was like, "No, we can do this." Like
We are mothers.
yeah, it was a crazy year.
It was a crazy year.
Aw, was
Okay.
Tom so mad at you guys?
Yeah, I think that's Tom. It was a mutual decision for Mac's mom to take Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
After that,
Well, we hope they're doing well. We hope you have the best season ever. Thank you so much for this, and
Thank
good luck
you.
this year.
thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. Yeah, I feel like if you don't like Casey O'Brien, you just like don't like people. You know what I
She's
mean?
so nice. What a
She's
great
so
character. A real New York girl too. Like,
Yeah,
just love
that's
to
the
hear
coolest.
that. Yeah. So good luck to her this season. I'm so excited to see what New York has to offer. I really enjoyed your TikTok kind of preview of the New York Sirens, and I feel like Sirens fans did as well. Especially when you said, "Do I think they're going to finish last?" No, but close. I thought that was fair and also excellent, and the delivery was very good too.
Yeah, and I only say but close because like think about it. You're majority rookies in this league, and there's a
Yeah.
lot to learn in this league. But I will say this: sometimes naivete goes a long way, like a
Yeah,
very long
that's
way.
true.
So we'll see.
That's true. Our Send It segment, Tessa. We got a good one this week. Our first voicemail will play on Jocks and Jills. And remember, guys, if you want to send us anything for the Send It segment or Dr. Jill, which will happen on Friday, and we've already gotten some really good questions for Dr. Jill that I'm excited to get into. Dr. Jill will solve all your life problems if you need. And here on the Send It segment, we will field any questions you have about the PWHL. This one is from Scott from New York. Here he is.
Hi, this is Scott from Newburgh, New York. Me and my wife are big Sirens fans. Met Colty at an event last month. She described her play as physical and loves to score, and I told her she reminds me of Cam Neely. She doesn't know who that is, but I told her to look it up. Do you guys agree that she is a Cam Neely type player? Thank you.
Scotty.
Yeah. Okay, Tessa. I am like more familiar. I looked at Cam Neely's DB. I'm very much more familiar with Cam Neely's work in hockey as an executive.
As a
I
president.
didn't see
Yeah.
a ton of his or any of his playing career. I looked it up. He retired in 95. So Culty and I are SOL for seeing
Was it
his playing
96 his
career.
last season? 95,
Yeah.
96?
Yep.
That's so good.
You nailed
Neither of
it.
you were
So it was
born.
right before we were born. So you and Scott will have to give us a player profile on Mr. Cam Neely.
Everybody's seen Dumb and Dumber, yeah?
Yes.
Remember when they're at the restaurant and he's like, "What's the soup du jour?" And they're like, "It's a soup a day." He's like, "Sound good, I'll have that." And he threw the salt over his shoulder and then hits the guy, and the guy comes
Yeah.
over and is like, "All tough." That's Cam Neely, man.
Yep.
That's Cam Neely. Anyways, I love that he was like, she had no idea who he was. And I was like, that she wasn't even born, man. How is she supposed to? And she was born in Czechia to boot. Like, there's no way she's knowing anybody outside of like Jagger. Who else? Like, honestly, I was just like, this poor girl was probably like, she 100% hit the Google the second she walked away. And she was probably like, man, I still have no idea. You know what I mean? But yes, I totally, I like, and it's a great comparison and I get it. And just so she knows if she's listening, this was a compliment,
Yep.
right? Spent, I think, how many seasons did he play in Vancouver? 2 or 3? Before he
Okay.
became like a lifer for the Bruins? Cam, I'm going to pull this up. I feel like, yeah, he spent 3 seasons in Van. I think he scored 36 as a rookie. Let me pull this up. Come on, internet.
Yep. 3 seasons in Van, not 16 goals as a rookie, and then he got 21 the following season.
Okay,
14
yeah.
Oh, but he got 36 goals in his first season in Boston. Maybe that's what you're thinking of.
That was a Bruin. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Anyways, like just the type of guy you want on your team in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Tough,
Yep.
gritty, gets goals, like putting up points, the hard hockey. like, yeah, great comparison. I feel like we could probably make a new age one. We didn't have to drag it all the way back to when she wasn't born, but this is good. I like this. Who was this? Scott? Scott said this?
Yep, Scott from Newburgh, New York. Him and his wife are big Sirens fans.
Scott, call in and send in more comparisons from before Julia was born so we can go over all of this. It can even be from the players in the 90s that played at the Women's Worlds, you know, back when there was body checking, before the body checking went away.
Yeah,
France Montour, by the way, France Montour was one of my favorite players from that World Championship. She literally, I don't even think she needed her stick. She was just out there taking heads off. And I was like, and then I got to meet her in real life. I was like, she's smaller than me. I was like, you're vicious. She's like, well, I had to. She's got a thick French accent. She was like, I had to. I was so small. I had to be mean. And I'm like, I get it, man. Like, you're my spirit animal. I love this. Anyways, Scotty, send them in. Love all of this.
Yeah, for all your player comparisons that you want to send us, any PWHL thoughts that you have, call us 1-929-542-2442. You can leave us a voicemail there or shoot us an email, jocksinjills@thepwhl.com, or DM us at jocksinjills. All right, Halloween in our rearview mirror, rivalry series coming in hot, Tessa. Hockey's happening. Hockey's happening.
We're warming up. We're getting there. We're almost there, which is
we're warming up and cooling down at the same time. It's so weird. Like the frost is happening on the grass in the morning. So I'm like, oh yeah, it's happening. It's happening.
It's not dew anymore. It's frost.
Yep. Hockey season, baby. Thank you so much to our sponsors, Shark Ninja, Clever Mocktails, Sober Carpenter. We appreciate you, and we especially appreciate all of you for listening. Shoot us a follow on social media at Jocks and Jills on Instagram, X, TikTok, Facebook, and Blue Sky. Follow us on YouTube as well. All of our podcasts posted on the PWHL's YouTube page at the PWHL Official. Make sure, like I said before, drop us a line for Dr. Jill on Friday. If you guys need any advice in your life, we are here for you. Until then, we love you all. Can't wait for some hockey this week, guys. We'll talk to you Friday on Jocks and Jills.